welcome to another Film Geek Movie Spotlight. And today I'm talking about the 2000 film Vertical Limit.
This is Monique, our base camp manager and medic. Monique, Peter.
Hey, we've met. Should look at these.
Don't mind her. She's French-Canadian.
Some days she's Canadian, can be quite pleasant. Today she's obviously French.
Vertical Limit is directed by Martin Campbell and it's starring Chris O'Donnell, Robin Tooney, Bill Paxton, Scott Glenn, and porn stash Boba Fett. Tamara Morrison. A mountain climber must rescue his sister on top of K2, the second biggest mountain in the world. One of the cool things about Vertical Limit is all of the references to the climbing community. First, one of the climbers in the movie was a real-life climber and one of the climbers who conquered K2, Ed Beesters. He played himself in the film and helped train the actors. Montgomery Wick, played by Scott Glenn, his name's actually based off of Thomas Montgomery and Jim Wickwire, who were the first Americans to climb K2. And in a scene where we see Montgomery's toeless feet, they really belong to Mark Watteau, who lost his toes while spending the night outdoors above 28,000 feet or 8.5-ish kilometers above sea level in 1994's attempt to climb Mount Everest. And finally, we have the Bench brothers, who are based off of the Bargas twins, two climbers from Yorkshire, England, Adrian and Adam. The film was released December 8th, 2000, and it grossed $215 million on a roughly $75 million budget. However, only $65 million of that was made domestically, making the film a domestic flop. And the film was also kind of divisive amongst critics, and it's sitting on Rotten Tomatoes at a 48%. So what do I like about this movie? Okay, so this movie was released in the year 2000. However, I consider this film the last of the great 90s action films. You have over-the-top stunts, you have inspirational speeches, and you have completely unrealistic circumstances. Now, what do I mean about unrealistic circumstances when it comes to somebody who's just climbing up a mountain to try to save his sister's life? That's because they're carrying nitroglycerin in their backpacks, the highly volatile and explosive nitroglycerin. You know, the stuff that explodes if you shake it too much, or it might get a little too much sunlight and it just explodes, like really explodes. Yeah, for some reason they're like, oh, this is the only explosive we have, so we're gonna have to hike this sucker up the mountain. This is not a bad thing. I am not complaining about this in the film whatsoever. I'm just pointing out the fact that, I don't know, something other than nitroglycerin might have been a good idea to blow something up on a mountain. The cast in this film is also great. No super standout performances, but everyone does an extremely good and convincing job. Even in the scenes where people are mountain climbing, everyone really seems to know what they're doing, and I think that has a lot to do with the fact that they had a really good coach for this film. And it shows. The stunts are great, and a lot of the actors actually did their own stunts in this film, and it really adds to the authenticity of the movie. This film is also intense. It is an action thriller after all. There is a lot of just very tense, stressful moments, and there's just some also out of nowhere kind of stuff that catches you completely off guard. So this film does a really good job of delivering on just great performances, action-packed adventure, and well, a little bit of silliness mixed in. So if you're in the mood for a fun action thriller that's gonna keep you on the edge of your seat and entertain you thoroughly, and you happen to be a Prime or Hulu member, you can stream this movie right now. However, if you're not a member of those services, you can find it for rent right now at our good friends at Vudu. Okay guys, that brings us to the end of another Film Geek video. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.